Hello there, fellow investigators. Welcome to the C-Files podcast. I'm Special Agent Spooky Clutter.
I'm Special Agent Carter Sauce.
And tonight, we are joined by two very special guests. One, Michael, a.k.a. Wolfman from Mega Movies. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, and just gotta say, I love that intro. I don't know what video game that's from, but that was really cool.
Oh, thank you. And our second special guest is Bacon Pew Pew from Bacon Pew Pew. How you doing, sir?
Hi, everyone. I'm Bacon Pew Pew.
AKA Chucky Champion.
Yeah, Chucky.
There you go. So, first of all, thank you guys very much for coming on tonight. It's great having you on, Michael. You've been here before, so you're a C-Files regular at this point. Bacon, we're going to make you into a C-Files regular as we go along. So thank you guys very much for showing up.
Not a problem, man. Thanks for having us here.
So tonight we are doing a Halloween 2 1981 watch-along. We're continuing on from the other night of watching Halloween, and this is all in the lead up to the actual Halloween this Sunday, October 31st, 2021. So very excited to get into this. And if you guys want to follow along and watching Halloween 2, we're going to be starting at the 000 mark. So we're all good on there. So if you guys
I'm at the 00001 mark.
Right? Oh, okay. We got to be special here. All right.
I might need to rewind.
I'm at the universal sign, so I don't know where that puts me.
Oh, you're fine. Even if we are off by a few seconds, that seems to happen every time we do these streams anyway. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys are on the Universal logo, I'll probably actually fast forward because when I start it gives me the copyright logo thing. So
okay.
So
yeah, mine went from. I'm using the Shout Factory, so it just kind of starts.
Yeah, that's what it is for me.
Yeah, I'm using the Amazon Prime one, and so Amazon Prime. That's 20 seconds go by telling you about copyright and the rating. So,
well, you go ahead and start that 20 seconds. I'll keep a lookout on the countdown, and then when we get to the 20-second mark, we'll just press play.
Yep.
Should be
like you said, it's almost impossible to stay together during these things. So,
yeah, true. Hey, we got a comment from Flet's House of Horror. Says, "Hey, Caleb, Carter, Michael, Bacon. Hope you have a great stream. I'm still at work until 9:30 p.m. Well, Kyle, thank you very much for commenting. It's great to see you. Stay safe at work, and we'll see you later tonight, my friend.
It's 10:19 p.m. where I'm at.
Hey, man. Ooh. and then Bacon and I have a stream right after this. If you're still
my goodness. All right. So you guys are going to be busy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So are we all ready then?
Yes, I am ready.
All right. Ready. 1, 2, 3. Hear that Universal logo in the background.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Do you hear my TV?
No. I was just.
I did hear it a little bit, but.
Okay.
Yeah. Haddonfield, Illinois. October 31st, 1978.
So no one could argue that this is damn near a perfect sequel.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people that doesn't necessarily mind the brother-sister twist, although I can fully acknowledge how it could be problematic for the original.
Yeah, that's how I am too. I don't mind the brother-sister. I think it kind of helps the story a little bit. I prefer Halloween 4, though. I do like Halloween 4 a lot.
Yeah, the opening is really good.
I have that one over this one, but I like this one too.
Yeah, my one critique about that film is, well, among other things, is the way Michael looks. If they were to fix that, then I would probably say, yeah, all things considered, this is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, the mask is, is probably the furthest away. Like, that mask right there in general is probably the worst looking mask.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of them. But I think, in a way, it helps it too because his mask got burned off in Halloween 2.
Yeah.
And, he just went to a convenience store and grabbed one. So, I mean, I kind of like that aspect of it. So, it doesn't really bother me that much.
That's what I think they should have done in Kills. That's what I love about 4, is I think that in 4, whenever he has to go and get a new jumpsuit, he has to go and get a new mask, I'm like, I would have loved it if he like killed a firefighter in Kills, wore the firefighter outfit, killed all the firefighters in that firefighter outfit, and then found a jumpsuit and a mask later on in the movie, like a new mask and a new jumpsuit.
There was a fan film that followed up from what was it called? Halloween Inferno?
Yeah, yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
And he got a new mask, yeah.
Yep, that was pretty good. I like that.
Mask.
It was like laying on the counter. It was like someone was dressing up as him.
And that's clever. I mean,
Yep.
you would at this point, 40 years later, Michael Myers is somewhat infamous, so people would have replicated something of him, I guess, based on eyewitness reports, I suppose. But I really like what Halloween Inferno did, and
Yeah.
it did really good as a fan film. And it makes me wonder why, how the actual Halloween Kills itself didn't utilize some things, from what the fan film did.
Yeah.
It's always so strange because I guess it goes back to the fact that with fans they're a lot more passionate about
Halloween
things.
Kills just came out, so did the fan film come out after Kills or?
Came out
No,
before,
it was
and then
before.
after 2018.
Oh, okay. So it was more of a fan film sequel to 2018.
Yeah,
I love the opening scene for this movie.
Yeah, and I love the third-person point of view shot from the street when he's getting shot.
Yeah, and like I said before on you guys' podcast, I love how this is just like this. Pretty much, you could just watch it in continuation with the first film because
You can.
yeah.
it literally goes right off where it ended.
Oh, there's the outline.
Yeah, the one thing that always kind of bothers me just a little bit is that it kind of I like Loomis's reaction at the end of the first film, where he looks down and Michael's gone, and his face says he knew that Michael would be gone, like he expected it. But with this film, they kind of changed that. But I do like this this quote where Loomis says, "You don't know what death is."
Yeah.
I love that.
It never really got me why they changed the house, though.
Yeah, it is a little weird.
Maybe they couldn't get the original house or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if this movie was filmed in the same area as the first film. That might have something to do with it because I know that as the sequels went on, they filmed in different, I think in a few different states, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know the 2018 trilogy. 2018 shot down in Charleston, and then Kill shot in North Carolina.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Ends is going to shoot down in Georgia.
Yeah, I was hearing rumors about that.
Yeah.
So, what did we all think of the 8-bit video gaming theme song?
I like the theme song.
I like it. I just don't know if it really fits with Halloween necessarily, at least from a serious standpoint. But you could definitely play this at a Halloween party, or if you were to do a retro video game for Halloween, you would use this theme because it would fit perfectly.
Yeah, I think it sounds super Halloweeny though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
But you have to know that this is the 80s, though, not to mention the 80s were a bit 8-bitty.
Because it's the 80s. And I also like the fact that they kept with the pumpkin zooming in and glowing. They kept that from the first film. I like that.
Yep.
Well, Halloween 8 should have used this then in that case because it's 8-bit. 8.
Halloween 8 should just be not there.
Yeah, because that would imply that they're following up on the ending of Halloween 6. There's 2 sequels to Halloween 6. If there's the Halloween 8, it's do I really want to continue on with the Thorn storyline?
They could have. I think it would have been better than Resurrection, but they could have.
Reagan,
That's fair.
this was on your interview the other day, but in case you don't believe me, they already know about this. But look at this BS ranking.
Oh yeah, the ranking system.
It's like they put the worst. It's like it's backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like the rankings backwards.
Yeah, I was telling Michael, it's that listing seems like something that you would do if you were deliberately trying to be a troll.
Yeah.
Because it's so off.
Controversial.
I mean, like, okay, if you don't have Halloween, like the first Halloween, as your first favorite, I can understand that. You probably like other films better, but you acknowledge the fact that the first Halloween is that good.
It's got to be at least in your top 3, 4.
Yeah, right. But it put it all the way down at the bottom, all the way. Really, it's like I don't know.
Not all the way. That's Halloween 2018. It's at number 10.
Well, close enough.
That guy must like Scream.
I guess.
Explanation for it. Or that was just like a movie that he saw for the very first time.
And for me, it's like I thought it was a troll, but then I read his actual thing that he said. And he says, "I know this may be a hot take, but just made my ranking." He said, "Edit. Since this has been said multiple times, no, list isn't in reverse. Yes, it's best to worst. I'm sorry."
I mean, he says he's sorry, but it's like you shouldn't necessarily be sorry for your like opinion, even if it is completely out of whack.
Stupid.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, I think mine's the original 4, 2. I don't know. I know that's my top 3 though.
Yeah, for me, I'd say that Halloween 2, Halloween 4, then Halloween 3, and then I kind of have to rewatch some of these films because I've watched. Yeah, I mean, I've watched the first 2 films more than I have any of the other ones. Yeah. Last year we did a review on Halloween 3 on the podcast, and that was about the last time that I actually seen Halloween 3. Right. So, but I don't even think I've seen Halloween 6, but I have it. I have the it's a Blu-ray pack. It's not like a really fancy one. It's just like a standard like pack that includes the first 6 films and then the Rob Zombie films. And I have them. I just haven't watched 4 through 6 in forever.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm like. I've seen the first, the second one, and I would even go as far as I don't watch 3 that much, but the first 2, I do watch very faithfully, especially at least once a year because they're so like Wolfman was saying, you can watch them back to back.
Yeah, I mean, hell, you could really do like an edit. Like if someone were to edit the film, you could just do like a seamless transition. I mean, there could be some things that might be a little off, but for the most part, it's not too crazy.
Like even 2018, like was the when we did our watch along Wolfman, that was the first time I had seen it in a little while.
Yeah.
And like even Bretman was like spotting out things that we hadn't seen in before and stuff.
Yeah. My one criticism, among other things, with 2018 was I always felt that having Michael captured that night kind of ruined the mystery. Mystique. Well, not the mystique for Michael. I mean, he just gets caught, and then for 40 years he's been locked up, and Lori's all delusional or scared because she keeps saying, "Oh, Michael is going to escape one day." It would make more sense if Michael will come back.
Exactly, and it's one of the things where the more you think about it, the more you think about Michael Myers, and there's a lot of loopholes in the story. And like I said this when I was interviewing James Grimm, I told him, I said, you have to keep Michael mysterious. Like, you don't have to explain it.
Yeah.
That's like we were talking about the end of Kills, and I was talking about how they kind of wrote themselves into a hole. And, explaining where's he going to be for 4 years and stuff like that. And I said, I see if they explain it, that's what's going to ruin it.
Yeah.
They don't have to explain it. Just, he's back.
Yeah. I mean, it is going to be kind of weird that he's going to disappear for 4 years because, they were almost trying to establish in Kills that he was trying to get home. Exactly. It's like, okay, but now he's home. What is he going to do now? It's like, does he just leave home and then come back 4 years later? It'll be weird because then you're going to start asking questions like, okay, what's he doing for 4 years? The beauty with having him gone for 40 years coming back is that you don't really have to explain where he's been because the first film established that he's on the run somewhere. He's gone. But then 40 years later, he wants to come home. And you don't have to do a lot of explanation on that front because you keep it mysterious.
And
it's like H2O. They didn't explain where he was.
They totally explained it too by having him in the mental hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess if that gave you, without doing what Rob Zombie did and explained it all to you, he decided to give you just a little bit of a hint towards what it could be. So then you figure it out for yourself.
Yeah. And that's just like, I mean, it's like I was saying, H2O. He's just back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, there's even that old like thing where they say, you know, oh, Michael only comes back on Halloween. You know,
Yeah.
that could have something to do with it too. You know.
Yeah, it's. I like the idea, or I would have preferred the idea for Halloween 3 to take place in the same universe as Halloween instead of just putting it as like a movie in the universe. I always, I mean, me personally, I like the whole shared universe idea. And if you think about like, you could have the Carpenter verse, where you have all these different movies take place in the same universe, and you don't even have to do any real crossovers. All you got to do is have mentions. Like Halloween 3, you could have a scene where there's a news report about a massacre in Haddonfield, referencing the '78 film. Something that simple could make fans like happy and do things. Like if somebody wants to do a fan film where Silver Shamrock returns and it has something to do with Michael Myers coming back to Haddonfield.
Happy Halloween, Halloween.
God damn it! I hate that jingle.
Hold up.
It's like Stephen King, where kind of his movies, they're not connected like directly, but there are. Like if you ever seen his Castle Rock show, there's a scene in it where they're talking about Stand By Me.
Sad that got canceled.
Couple boys found a body down by the river, and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my favorite.
Oh, like remember in the reboot of Pet Sematary, on the highway scene, there's a mile marker that says dairy.
Yeah.
Carter, here you go, and don't worry, I get copyright.
I believe the Castle Rock.
I get copyright claims all the time, so you guys don't have to worry about this. But here you go, Carter.
Somebody send help.
That cued in perfectly at the same time.
Who's the bastard doing it? Who's the bastard doing it?
Not
here
me.
because we're watching fucking Halloween, dude.
Uh-oh. Dude, Carter, look behind you. Look,
Well, you said Carter? I'm not Carter.
look, Caleb.
What the fuck?
Right. Sorry, we can be friends.
Wait, I'm not going to get a copyright strike for that Silver Shamrock thing, are we?
Tell 'em we can be
No,
friends.
you might get a claim, but you won't get a strike.
Okay.
Claim just means you won't get paid off of it.
Well, man, I'm not getting paid off this anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Tell him he's got the wrong mask on.
Guess what?
Yeah, we actually don't have a Part 6 mask, unfortunately. I mean, I have a Part 4 mask, but it's funny because the gloves that he's wearing, those aren't like gloves that were meant for cosplaying. They were literally work gloves that are old as shit. And we decided we were designing the costume, or like picking the costume, and we were looking at gloves, and we realized that we had a pair of gloves at home, and they were literally this worn out pair of work gloves, and it fit perfectly.
Hell yeah!
Wow.
So,
what y'all guys think? Have y'all seen the Chucky episode 3 yet?
I have not.
I did.
I finally was able to catch up on episode 2.
I still need to. I'll probably watch episode 2 after our stream.
Dude, to be honest though, I really hate that girl. Fuck her.
She's gonna die. She has to die. Well, maybe not die, but I want her to die.
She's either gonna die, or she's gonna be the one that has the redemption story and ends up helping the kid take down Chucky.
I can see that happening.
Oh, fun fact! Remember the little boy that was dressed up as a pirate that had a razor blade in his mouth? That was Andy from The Fog.
Was it?
Yep. That was little Andy.
Spoilers. I don't know yet what. Oh, are you talking about this movie? I thought you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I thought you were talking about Chucky. I thought you were still on that.
No. We're talking about Halloween 2.
Get that out of here. Will you give me a fucking minute?
Dude, all doctors in the 80s were mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the one in American Werewolf in London, like all of them, they're
Oh
dicks.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest. Don't even get me started on that. Nurse
It's all right,
Ratched.
honey. I know you were just beat up by a serial killer, but here's some medicine. We don't want to hear your story. Fuck that.
Anyone else found it
please
very
don't.
weird that Hawkins survived Halloween 2018?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think the reason they did that was because they knew they fucked up with Sartain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because
I'm happy he survived.
Yeah, I think since they needed to fix something after.
No, please don't.
But
I mean, that would have been pretty fucked up anyway, because I mean, the whole Zartane twist was retarded.
It was. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Don't get me started on that, man. I'll go for days on talking about that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll do a stream about it.
Oh,
Or
man.
we'll just sit here for 2 hours talking about the fact that that was completely stupid. And
Yeah,
It was so like. At one point, the writing was perfect, and they were like, "You know what? We got to fuck up something. Let's fuck up the doctor."
You know what's a shame that they
You're
didn't.
the new Loomis. No.
Loomis is rolling in his grave.
It's like, I died for this. I died
Who's
for
this?
this.
Who was this little shit?
Get the hell away from that, Lonnie.
Oh, so earlier, before we before you guys came on, we were discussing who like a new character that should have been in Halloween Kills or the Halloween 2018. A new character. His name should have been John C. Loomis. Can you guess?
Run.
Can you guess? Can you guess the reference to the name?
John C. Loomis.
Like,
Yes.
are you saying he'd be like John Cena or something? I don't know.
No, that's not the reference. I was thinking that.
Is it
but
John
it's not.
Tate? H2O.
No.
No. Come
I
on,
have no idea.
John.
Which, by the way, the
It's-
Haddonfield Nightmare is great. I just saw that tonight. I
Okay.
liked it.
Okay, so what Carter was trying to do was make a character that is essentially the descendant of Dr. Loomis.
Okay.
But the name is in reference to John Carpenter. John C.
Oh, okay, got you.
I said, and I told him that would have been a clever reference for a name, and it would have been interesting to see if what a descendant of Loomis would think of Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
or like
you could-
maybe he could have, or maybe his whenever he has basically whenever Dr. Loomis would babysit his grandson, he would tell him stories about the boogeyman of Haddonfield and stuff like that.
Just a quick side note: rip to Ben Tramer.
Yeah. Right.
His ass just got. It's like, I swear I didn't see him. Oh, okay. So you were just gonna run right into the freaking van then.
It's Halloween. You know that shiny ass mask he's wearing.
And that's kind of dark too. That he just burns alive.
You know, it would have been interesting though if the cop had actually said that he thought that was Michael and he was going to take a chance. I mean, that would have been dark too, and that would have made sense. But for him just to say, "Oh yeah, I didn't see him," it's like, "Oh, okay, so cool."
And they just drive off. They leave. They don't even call backup or anything.
It's like,
he
this
hits
guy
him.
just.
He's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm out of here.
He immediately says, "They got Annie," and then they're like, "Fuck this kid."
Well, fuck this kid. Yep. Oh, and don't even get me started on the it's Halloween. Everyone's entitled to a good scare and Halloween Kills. Don't get me fucking started on that.
Oh, you mean the fourth wall breaking dialogue?
Yeah, you should have said this is for Annie.
This is for Loomis.
This is for Dr. Loomis. Click. Oh shit.
That was dumb too. Especially
she
that bullet didn't even come out. It's like, she didn't even shoot at anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, nothing happened to Loomis.
Yeah, Marion should have said, "Say hi to Dr. Loomis for me."
And that would have made a little more sense.
Yeah.
Would have been funny if Michael just backhanded her.
Yeah. Oh, and don't even get me started on that black woman that got killed by a deagle. That is such a Deadpool kill.
That was fucking funny though, dude.
I was laughing my ass off in the theater.
I was laughing hysterically.
It was one of them stupid fun kills where it was like she's like missing every shot, walking straight at him. He just kicks the door open and just.
It was just weird because it just like the way it was twisted. It was like,
yeah, how
what
did
are the
you kick
odds
the door
that-
and twist her hand back all the way?
Yeah. It's like, what are the odds of that happening? It's just like, okay, so the door is going this way. She was holding on with her right hand, right?
Yeah, and she was like
So it kicks, and then, I mean, because it's like her hand did a complete 180.
Yeah,
It would have been better if he kicked the door and as it fired and you know how it recoils,
Yeah,
it just went all the way back like that.
yeah.
just pistol whip her. You just got pistol whipped by yourself.
I really did like when Lindsay smacked Michael with the bricks.
That was funny.
with a pillow sack full of bricks.
Oh, hey, look! It's the reused shot that they use in Halloween Kills. See,
Yeah,
Sing
Even though
Annie.
they don't want to acknowledge the other ones.
But they have no problem borrowing from them.
That was a nice shot. Yeet.
I still think it was shameful that they just bring back some of these legacy characters just to kill them off like that.
Yeah,
Lindsay's
After all
still
these
there, though.
years.
and even the ones that don't, which by the way, spoiler alert, guys, for Howling Kills. If y'all haven't seen it, then
Oh, we're past that moment with it. Yeah. We're past that.
but like even the character like Lindsay from the first film, she lived in Halloween Kills. She survived an encounter with Michael, and then they're all like, "Oh, let's bring her to safety. Let's get her some help," and then she just disappears. She just disappears
For the rest of the film,
for the
gone.
whole rest of the film, and I'm like, she's just gone. She just doesn't even pop up again. She's still alive. I'm like, where is she?
You know, if they're really desperate to bring fans back for the sake of nostalgia, I can see them bringing back Tommy.
Yeah,
He could have very well maybe have survived that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because
We didn't
they
see his
didn't.
body.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just show his head fucking crushed in. I mean, yeah, he gets stabbed, but fuck, I mean, freaking Hawkins got stabbed in the neck and ran over with a car.
I was about to say,
I
like, he got fucked up.
would have liked at least just one tender scene between like Lindsay and Lori in the hospital or something. And
That would have been
we'll-
nice.
Maybe we'll get that in Ends. I don't know, but I think like that would have been interesting if they were both in the hospital together. Then you got like a tender scene between the two of them. And I also think that like, just the fact that Tommy comes in there, he's all like, "I'm going to protect you. I'm going to save you," and all this stuff. I'm like, what he should have said is something. He's like, I'm tired of being afraid. I'm done being afraid."
Exactly.
He's like, you taught me. You were there for me when I needed you most when I was a kid. And you taught me not to be afraid. Well, I'm done being
Yeah,
That
afraid.
scene was fucking stupid.
Something like that. Like,
Yeah.
like, if he
Now,
would've said,
Now, let me say something. Like, you know what they should have done, though? Like,
what?
so for Halloween 2018, Caleb and I, we should do something called the Golden Clapboard, where we take a bad movie or mediocre movie and we rewrite it and fix it.
That's what I'm doing with the new Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because that needs to be done for every single fucking movie.
Yeah,
But that's beside the point.
Hey, Force Awakens was a good setup.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Looking in
Or
retrospect, yeah, I mean, looking in retrospect, I can't say that an individual movie was good because I can't look at it as just an individual movie. I have to look at everything we've been presented because they didn't have a fucking plan. They didn't have a
Money.
plan.
It's just
I
for
mean,
money.
yeah, I mean, dude, they literally came out and said that they didn't have a plan for the sequel trilogy, and I'm thinking to myself, what do you mean you didn't have a plan?
Like, you
Isn't that what you're supposed to do when you plan out 3 movies that you want to do? You have a plan, right? You know, it just
Yeah.
like Admiral,
you
just
think-
like
I mean-
Admiral Holdo. We don't like. Do we have a plan?
They
No.
planned out the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They even planned out the Hobbit trilogy. There's all sorts of plans to all sorts of different trilogies throughout the years. I mean, there's a plan for the Halloween trilogy. Even if we don't like it, But
I guarantee you they had the other two planned while they were writing 2018. That was they knew they were going to make more after that.
Yeah.
If Halloween ends on a bad note, it's like, okay, well, that's unfortunate, but at least they had a plan. It's like Star Wars just winged it to the point Daisy Ridley said she didn't even know what was happening. She thought she was a Kenobi because everything said she was a Kenobi. And then, like, last minute, she finds out she's an emperor. She's the emperor's daughter. She's like, wait, what the hell? And she's like, she didn't
That's
know
the funny
that.
thing.
And it was like...
It's not like she's the granddaughter like I was theorizing. She's
Yeah.
straight up the daughter of a clone, which is still technically a daughter, like a direct descendant. I mean, yeah, it's a clone, but it's still... I mean, you're the emperor's daughter, and it's for a clone.
They say that she's the emperor's granddaughter because she was born of the kids from the emperor or something like that. So
Yeah, but if you remember in the movie, her father was a clone of the emperor, a failed clone, because he couldn't use the Force or whatever. So it's like, yeah, you could say it's a theoretical granddaughter, but because it's a clone, it's still technically a daughter. But it's the mere fact that they would... One, they brought him back. They brought the emperor back.
which is
Two,
Bullshit.
Two, they made Snoke literally just a meat puppet. 3, they had a shit ton of Star Destroyers underneath ice. And every single one of them was equipped with a Death Star-esque weapon. Now, if that's not considered running out of ideas, I don't know what is. Because every single trilogy has had a Death Star. But this is... well, no, that's not entirely... Okay. The original trilogy had 2 Death Stars. This trilogy had 1 planet-sized Death Star, and then, like, a lot of mini Death Stars. With the Star Destroyers that spread across the galaxy, but because of 1 transmitter, all of them go down across the galaxy. Look, this is problematic.
Exactly.
Makes me want to stick my head in the sand.
Hey, in the sand, get it?
Oh,
it's like,
god damn.
It's like,
oh god, like that ending of Rise of Skywalker, disgusting.
You can't stick your head in the sand though, because then you're gonna make Anakin mad.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, so you know what they
Hey, pineapple. Halloween 2. Sorry, pineapple.
Yeah. Huh? SpongeBob. Yeah. Anyway, so
I was actually thinking more Psych, but
wait. Yeah, Psych. What about pineapple?
Well, the scene I'm at right now. They're in the mess hall. There's a pineapple.
Oh yeah, I found the pineapple because it's like every Psych episode you have to try to find the pineapple.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
yes, here's the really hot nurse in pink.
That's a weird ass decoration. It's weird. Pineapple.
Yeah.
Like they should for 2018, like Laurie Strode. I mean, like Michael Myers should have escaped, and like Laurie Strode should have been like this Doomsday / Sarah Connor prepper. Like, not to mention, she should have got like fighting tips from like an ex-Green Beret, mixed martial arts. Just learn a bunch of other stuff though, and just keeping tabs with some of the survivors of Michael Myers. Sort of just have on Halloween night. Okay, it's Halloween night. Let's go. We need to have like a meeting, like Halloween night, like the occasional meetings though. Like on Halloween night though, like we all get together, we stick together, stuff like that. Just start like a group message though, and like in case Michael Myers shows up, like he's back. We need to meet now. Stuff like that. Just
Evil dies tonight, right?
Yeah, just like keep tabs. Like keep tabs on. Like you have phones. Start up just like a Facebook group chat though. Have like a group chat though. Like keeping tabs with the others. Like, hey, Halloween night, you ready to go? Hey, let's go. Let's go prepping. Let's go get some pizza and stuff and go hang out and do some patrolling.
We got a comment from the King of the Nation. Says, "You guys are awesome. Thank you."
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
appreciate that.
For that, you get a wolf howl.
Oh.
It's funny that that 3 out of the 4 of us have epic facial hair.
Well, I
So,
did, but I shaved
So
one.
I talked to Bacon the other day, and he says since I'm a regular on a show now, he says he just wants to start making a show between the two of us. That's like a weekly show that we do, and I was telling him, I was like, what about we do a show called The Beardos?
Oh my god!
It's just like he came up with the name Beardos, but I was like, what if it's a show where it's us two men with beards, and every guest that we bring on has to have a beard. So like, Caleb could come on. Like,
That's so random. Better than ass hair.
I'm not gonna. If you guys watch it, you can read the comments yourself.
oh my!
It just popped up, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Wow, that is the comment of the week right there.
Look how Lori's laying.
Is that like a turn on?
No, like it's a reference to Halloween Kills.
Is it? Oh yeah. Or you mean the Halloween Kills Lori laying the way she is a reference to Halloween 2?
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I find really interesting though is that in this film, the hospital is practically empty, but in 28 or 20 Halloween Kills, it's packed to the rim, and it's always confusing. It's confusing.
Yeah.
I do like how in the beginning, like when we first get to the hospital, the kids walking in with the Andy said, I like that scene.
Yeah.
Kind of showing Halloween's dangerous.
Yeah. You have no idea, right?
I never really understood why they got him to use a scalpel in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't really make sense to me though.
I mean, from one point, it's like, okay, yeah, he's in a hospital, sharp objects. I guess a scalpel is the closest thing you could find. But then later on, he literally lifts somebody up with it from the back.
I guess it's just to show his pure strength.
And
Yeah.
it's his workout routine. He just lifts people up with one hand.
We already know what his workout routine is. It's one-handed pull downs. You know what would be a fun story to tell in the Halloween franchise? And I got this idea after seeing The Haddonfield Nightmare. A prequel to H2O. Showing Michael come to Haddonfield looking for Lori and then realizing she's not there.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
See, we need to have these fan films coming out because I just have the funniest feeling that they're not going to try and touch any of the films after 2. Like, they're not going to follow up with Halloween 4 like Michael wanted to do, where you follow Jamie as the killer.
Yeah.
And
I strongly believe the Friday the 13th franchise is probably forever going to be a fan film, unfortunately.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
It's unfortunate because I'm such a big fan of Friday the 13th. And
fucking lawsuit, man.
It is what it is, man.
I mean,
but hey, yeah, the lawsuit's ending now, so.
Yeah, but I mean, it's ending, but we'll see what deals they do because, I mean.
Yeah, because they still have to come to an agreement with it, just to, even if it does get settled.
Yeah, it's like they still have to. Like, because there's so many things like merchandise, movies, international things. I mean, there's so much that they still have to work out. It's just not gonna. I mean, we probably won't see another film for at least 2, 3, maybe more years.
I really wish it would be sooner than that, but from what I heard, the lawsuit was settled, but the guy who was suing won. He won the rights to, I guess, the idea of Jason or something like that. Let me look into this.
I guess with this lawsuit, if they were to make a new one, technically speaking, it would have to be like a direct sequel to the first film or something like that. Because of I don't know what this lawsuit affects, but I think all the sequels are affected by the lawsuit. So
Yeah, because the thing is that they, from what I heard, this was a couple of years ago, that
got scared of a
Horror
pussy.
Inc. could technically still do a Friday the 13th film with a hockey mask killer, but they wouldn't be able to use the name Jason Voorhees, and any references to Pamela couldn't be used either.
Yeah,
So,
I've also heard it couldn't be on the campsite either.
yeah, but
Which-
it's like
Go
it's
ahead.
why would you want to do a Friday the 13th movie without Jason and
Exactly.
without Pamela, without
it's
Crystal Lake?
It's like when they did a Halloween movie without Michael Myers. Look how that turned out. You know,
Which
And-
me personally, they could make it work and just not talk about his backstory and stuff like that because
Yeah.
you necessarily don't need to know his backstory because everybody going to see Jason knows his backstory.
Right.
and
Campsite thing.
they had a show that was actually I heard was actually really good. It just people didn't like it because it didn't have Jason. And
Yeah, it was called Friday the 13th, the series, but
It was like
the
an
funny,
anthology series.
Yeah,
it wasn't
but
meant to be like Jason.
yeah, the funny thing is that the name Friday the 13th, the series, was only used in the U.S. Every other country, they called it Friday's Curse or something along those lines, and it was following a antique shop that had cursed artifacts and stuff. I actually really liked the show. It was a pretty cool show.
They
Yeah,
It
also
would have
had,
been
Freddy's
Yeah,
Nightmares that
I've-
came out at the same time.
yeah. There's a Nightmare on Elm Street show too, but I think that one actually had Jason or not. Wow,
Friday.
Freddy.
Yeah.
So
It didn't run long from what I heard, but I think it was called Freddy's Nightmares.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I've looked for like maybe copies of it on eBay because I really want to watch it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, neither have I. I mean, I've seen
there
clips.
may be
But
There may be episodes on like YouTube or something.
I don't know.
I remember I saw that FYE one time. I think it was that show. It was either that show or the Friday the 13th show. And I never picked it up, and I really regret not doing it now.
yeah. Something I always wanted to see was a Freddy versus Michael film.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a name idea, A Nightmare on Lampkin Lane. Just, I mean, that would be the name of the like fan film, Nightmare on Lampkin Lane. Welcome back.
You could even do a Jason versus Michael and call it Friday the 31st.
Yeah, yeah, that would be clever because you just reverse the numbers.
The one-
and, yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, so
I'd be down with either. I
Or
know
a Nightmare on Halloween.
Yeah.
I know we've had fan films before that were like Michael versus Jason, but I would love to see like a real budgeted like film out of that or Freddy.
yeah,
That's something
So-
we need Freddy back.
yeah.
so
Because Freddy isn't in a lawsuit dispute or anything like that. Like
But here's
I
the
know
thing,
that the
though.
rights went back to like Wes Craven's family or something like that. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but they
Yeah,
could still make
that's
one.
right. Yeah, that's what I heard last time. I thought that there was talks of a rights issue for Nightmare on Elm Street, though. I thought I was hearing that like last year or the year before.
I don't know. I just know that it went back to the estate of Wes Craven.
whoa,
Yeah,
oh,
The only issue with
Hammer.
that though is that every crybaby out there is not going to live unless Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger. And I understand that, but at the same time, it's like depending on when they make it, he may be too old. So I'm like,
well, I will say this. If they were to do at least one more film to bring Robert Englund back, to give him a send off, and maybe bring
He
in a
does
new
need a proper
Freddy.
send off.
Yeah, because the last thing we got of him was Freddy versus Jason, and that essentially was left on a cliffhanger because it's like, okay, so Freddy's still technically alive. So if they wanted to continue on from Freddy versus Jason, they'd have to do something like that, or they could just ignore, everything and just do a sequel to the first film.
yeah,
I don't know how well that would go.
I would want a sequel to Dream Warriors.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah,
That-
that'd be cool too.
yeah. Because
I
that
don't
was
think we need a sequel to the first one because I think I really like the second one and the third one. You could probably even go as far as the fourth. Freddy's Dead's the only one that needs to really be eliminated.
yeah.
Even New Nightmare. It would be cool to have a
Whoa,
sequel to
whoa,
it.
whoa! You don't like Freddy? You don't like Freddy's Dead? Are you telling me you don't like it?
Oh, here
Are you
comes the
telling
angry
me you
mob.
don't like it when he's flying the broom and he's like, "I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too." You don't
Oh,
like that?
here's the
That's,
angry mob.
that's like saying I like seeing Chucky masturbate in a cup.
Okay. Now here's the thing, though. So Universal horror monster references the angry mob.
What?
You know what
in
this shit?
Halloween 2?
Yeah, the angry mob. It's a weird though
Oh.
how no one is firing off warning shots in the air.
Yeah,
Are you
They
fine?
even took the angry mob from Halloween 2.
Yeah, and partially Halloween 4. I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
As
See,
well.
when I did my predictions video, I thought that we were going to get like a Halloween 4 type of ending.
Oh,
With
there
the
he
town
goes.
shooting up Michael or something.
Yeah,
Well,
that would have
I
been.
know the mob was trying to be like a reference to Halloween 4, but it just didn't really
I think it was just like a message to like
work that way.
everybody. I think they were trying to put a message inside of into the movie.
Well, now this
Um,
next one's gonna address the pandemic, and I'm like 4 years later after 2020.
Is it really?
It's like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be set apparently in 2022 to be like a contemporary film
yeah,
setting it in modern times.
but
but it's like if
I'm like the COVID's gonna be hopefully pretty much it's gonna be far from over by 2022. So I'm like,
yeah, I watched a video today from Jimmy Champagne, and he was talking about this very subject, and he was saying like I really don't want to hear anything about the Cervezas 19 in the film, because it's like you're coming to a Halloween film for Halloween, not referencing any real world bullshit.
Yeah, bro. Like, no, they don't need. No, don't do that.
yeah, because
No,
it's like
don't
I
do.
don't
That's
go
already
to,
got giving me a bad feeling.
Yeah, I mean, any time that a movie decides to go into political stuff, especially when it's a franchise that's not supposed to be about that, I get concerned, because that would be like trying to address rape in Friday the 13th. It's
17.
like,
yeah,
why? I
It's-
mean,
yeah.
everybody already knows that rape is bad. This is a Friday the 13th movie that has exploitation. You know what you're getting into, but it's not meant to be serious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it's just that's just dumb that they would even really think about wanting to put that in there, because you don't. I mean, it's not like a film like Get Out. A film like that. That's where you can put politics into your horror if you want something along those lines. But whenever you're going to see something like Michael, Jason, Freddy, stuff like that, all you're going for is to see a fun time between a man just hacking, slashing, and killing teenagers. You don't care about no politics in slasher films like that.
Yeah.
I really think it's unnecessary, and that's why I was glad I guess they lightly went over it, but it wasn't as bad as the articles addressed. There was articles that said Halloween Kills is going to address Black Lives Matter because of the whole, protest happening and such.
I think that's what that was. I think it was kind of like to send a message with the protest and stuff. I don't get into politics. I
Yeah.
don't care, but I agree with you, Wolfman. I don't want politics in my horror movies either.
Me
Yeah,
neither. Fuck politics.
And no, and I mean, and like I said, there are certain times where
What are
can maybe
those tape scissors?
where you can maybe make it work. Like Get Out had to be political.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there are.
I mean, the
certain
movie
times-
was made to be that way. It was kind of. I mean, first of all, it was an independent story. It wasn't based on any popular slasher film, and the creators wanted to send a message. And whether you enjoy the message or not is up to you. I mean, I like Get Out as a concept. I may not have fully agreed with what they were trying to push, but I will say that the film was pretty good. When I went to go see it, there were a lot of like pretty freaky moments. There were a lot of funny moments. I was like, this is if I were to take out the context of what they were trying to push, then I could say, yeah, it was a pretty good film.
Yeah.
But as far as having politics in horror films, if you're not doing a independent story that's not related to any kind of known franchise,
Yeah.
then fine, have all the politics you want. But if you're doing a story based on a franchise that has a legacy, don't put anything in there that's going to be divisive for fans, because that's essentially what you're doing. Because you're going to have people from all walks of life that are fans of these franchises. And if you start putting things in there that are political and that are leaning in one direction or the other, then you're going to divide the fan base. You know, I think that the vision for Halloween Kills is more along the lines of like, okay, what is this movie trying to do? You know,
I mean, like this scene right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Me personally, let me ask you guys this: out of, and I think we're right on this. Out of the 3 hospital themes we've gotten in the Halloween franchise, 2, Rob Zombies 2, and even Halloween Kills, which one is your favorite? You know, where this one takes place an entire movie in hospital. I mean, I would understand, but which one?
Well, see, not Halloween Kills, because a lot of the hospital scenes just made me kind of mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
Same.
someone have a working title for the fan film. It's called Finding Halloween, a fan film.
Finding Halloween.
Yep.
Cool. I like that.
Interesting.
So basically, the story revolves around John C. Loomis, Dr. Sam Loomis's grandson, trying to find the boogeyman.
Dude,
Think of him as like a Tommy Jarvis, though.
Are you?
Oh, this is my favorite part of the movie. Okay.
Anybody else
because-
wondering why there's a hot tub in a hospital?
Well,
Yeah, no,
that's a therapeutic. That's a therapeutic tub.
Oh, okay.
Anytime I get the chance to see
one of my favorite racks in horror films, by the
a
way.
nice pair of tats.
I don't know. It's hard to beat Miss Voorhees in
Anytime I see a nice
That's
Friday
true.
Part 5.
That's true. That's true. But see, that's why I said that it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Because, Deborah Voorhees in Part 5. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you have to know that's a therapeutic tub, and that's how they bathe people that can't get into bathtubs.
Okay. All right, that makes sense now. Because I was like, who's there? I have never seen a hot tub in a hospital ever.
But see, at the same time, you have to ask, okay, how deserted is this hospital tonight?
Yeah.
Because there's literally like nobody. It's not busy at all, and it's like
These guys are naked together, you know?
Yeah, it's like.
Aquaphilia. I love me some. Huh. It's a shame that's
I find
not
it funny
actually a thing.
also that Michael just goes up behind her.
That guy is me. It's hot in here. It's just me. That guy is so weird.
It's gonna get cold in here.
She's like, it really isn't. I really like this. Is one of the best kills in the franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's weird how Michael didn't. It's weird how Michael didn't burn the shit out of his hand, though.
Yep,
But again, it's like he just doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, been shot 6 times, falling off a balcony, burning my hand in hot water, whatever.
Shot in the eyes.
Yeah, burned alive, wakes up 10 years later from a coma.
Which brings me back to Halloween 4. How's this man walking around seeing? Maybe they missed. Who knows?
Yeah, and then also, it's like, how the hell did Loomis survive? That's what I really want to know. Because
Yeah,
fucking Michael is engulfed in flames, and he got put into a coma, but Loomis...
It's still in there where the flames are.
It's like, what does this dude have? Like, what, first-degree burns? That's it on his face? I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Michael
like... Dude,
walked out a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Loomis is still in there.
I mean, dude, how many oxygen tanks were in there? There had to be more than 4, I think.
Yeah, there was more than 10 probably. It was like an oxygen room.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you're fucking dead. I mean, or if you don't, I mean, you'd be like Michael then.
Yeah. And this man walked out just looking like Two-Face. He was like, "What's up, guys? I'm good."
Yeah. So
I love how Michael's just sitting here. He just puts his hand on her, and then he just lets her kiss his hand. He's just like, yeah, this is fine.
It reminds me
I'm
of the
okay
scene
with
in the
this.
first one with the sheet. I feel like
Oh
it's a
yeah,
callback to
with
that
Linda.
kind of.
Yeah,
Oh
Linda.
yeah.
it's
It
like
would be funny if like
that's 3 different women he's seen topless throughout these films so far.
Oh, you'll get back to work, although, right?
plot twist. He was mad because he couldn't get none.
Hey, you know what? If you watch CZ's World video on Halloween on the first film, he did the things you missed. He was actually making like the entire motivation for Michael was essentially having to do with sex because the knife being a sharp object that
Yeah.
you
Oh,
stick
here it goes.
in
Yeah.
penis that you eat. So, I mean, if that's the case, and it's like, oh, okay, so his motivation is he couldn't get anything.
This.
It'd be funny if he just went like this. Like,
Hey,
fuck.
is it weird? Hey, is it weird that? Is it weird that this kill sort of reminds me of Jason X though?
Oh yeah,
Kills
No.
us?
Not at
no,
all.
the hot tub
definitely-
scene.
Okay.
Yeah, the liquid nitrogen. You know, in
Oh,
Jason
yeah,
X.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I still want a Halloween
Ugh.
game. By the way, I still want a Halloween game.
Yes.
I'm hoping that Gun Media is working on a Halloween game, but I'm very much certain that it's not.
No, I think it's going to be like Friday the 13th the game, which is different. It's not going to be Friday the 13th the game. It's
Yeah.
just going to be the same thing, but different killers, different area. Yeah. I heard aren't they doing like an Evil Dead game?
Yep, they are. It
Yeah,
comes
I
out this
Yeah.
February, 2022.
It was supposed to come out this October, but got delayed. And I'm so wanting. I wait. What was I going to say? Oh, I know what I was going to say. I almost lost track of what I was going to say, but I got it now. Apparently, I didn't even know, but there's an actual Saw game out there.
Yeah, there is. It's on 360. There's 2 of them. I
Yeah,
remember
That's
that.
right. Yeah.
yeah. Apparently, they made like 2 Saw games.
I think I've played them. Yeah, because you have to go through and you have to like search on the wall and stuff. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I wish
Hey,
because I have
Marion.
the Series X. I wish that they would because the Series X is great for backwards compatibility. You can play original Xbox games, you can play 360 games, you can do all sorts of stuff. I wish that was one of the backwards compatible games because I kind of want to.
See, I wish that PlayStation would do that.
Yeah, that's the reason
Because
why I'm mad.
PlayStation-
Is cool.
Because they're like,
PlayStation 5 doesn't have that backwards compatibility with going back to PlayStation 1. It's just PlayStation 4. And
Yeah.
that always irritates me because it's like, Xbox is doing this stuff. Why aren't you doing it?
Yeah.
PlayStation, what's going on?
Yeah, Xbox
Exactly.
goes all the way back to the first ever Xbox.
yeah,
Fucking jealous. I'm like, dude, why? Why
You can
is
go back
PlayStation
and
not
play Alien. Was it Alien Invasion? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
yeah.
You see,
And
that's. No, go
And
ahead.
I just think that it was so dumb whenever they announced the PS5 and they're like, guess what? We are going to have backwards compatibility. And then their excuse for backwards compatibility was
PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4 games. And I'm like, I want to play Spider-Man PS2. I want to play my original Battlefront game on PS2. I want to play so many games I have on PS2.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games on PS2 because that was my first.
Oh,
PS1
oh, yeah.
was my first. PS2 was
Oh,
my
there
second.
it goes. Walking through.
PS2
the
was
hallway.
my first console, and I
Yeah.
loved it. It was one of my favorite consoles I ever played on. And
Well, at least they got that cross-platform playing now, where you can cross-play and stuff.
Yeah.
like games
Especially,
like Back for Blood. It's only on select games, though, unfortunately.
especially considering the fact that a lot of people can't get PS5s these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah,
Because they're just.
I checked Facebook
on.
Marketplace because I was like, fuck it, I want a PS5, and the cheapest one I saw was like $800. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, you can't get them for retail price. My what was I going to say? Oh yeah, my buddy got it off the PlayStation site. They put him on a waiting list.
Wow.
Wow.
See, but the worst of the worst is when they put you in a queue. And this is what happened to me, okay? I was in GameStop and I was in a queue, and I'm trying to remember if this was at the time of the Series X or PS5, but I waited there for like an hour, and then I had to wait my turn. And then once it was my turn, I went in there, I put it in my cart, forgot my information, so I was like, shoot, let me just type in all my information. I type in all my information, and then by the time I hit checkout, it says, sorry, this item sold out. And I'm like, you made me wait my turn. I waited 30 minutes to an hour in a waiting room, online waiting room, so I could have my specific turn. And then you tell me it wasn't sold out, but then somehow it is sold out as soon as I go to checkout, which is it's so irritating.
Oh, he's dead.
I love this scene in The Office where
Mhm.
Michael shows up behind the nurse after she finds the doctor dead. You see that slow reveal of the mask from the darkness, reference to the first
Oh.
Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, eye stuff. It's
Yeah.
my only thing. Yeah.
And once again, I question why in the hell this hospital feels so empty, especially on Halloween night.
True.
It's weird. Speaking of which, Dead by Daylight.
I love it. I saw y'all stream last night of y'all playing it on Kyle's channel.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was interesting.
Yeah.
It's hard to get into a match on those games, like at nighttime, especially if you want to be like a survivor.
Yeah, but it used to be
Oh.
a lot worse, like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
For waiting times, like you'd have to wait
Yeah.
like 30 minutes for
That's how the Friday 13th game was when it first launched.
Friday 13th is easy to get into a match now. At least
Yeah.
on Xbox it is.
Well, I know
Don't get
that
to it on PC because you'll be in modded lobbies with 5 Jasons and 30 counselors.
I know
That would
they
be
got
fun,
rid-
man.
They got rid of dedicated servers. I know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's
because
real
of the
laggy
lawsuit.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's peer to peer again,
Yeah.
and
So it's much better to have a custom match because it's not as laggy.
Yeah.
you know
I
what I
want to
really
start doing
like.
like Friday night game night.
A lot
Yeah.
of people still play that. No matter if you have a lawsuit or not, they should have kept dedicated servers because a lot of people still play that.
I almost
they-
don't think they could. I think the lawsuit might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, because it was costing money to keep the dedicated servers running, so that's why they had to cut it off.
And they couldn't add anything to the game.
What they should have done was add in mod tools for people. That's like one of the first things they should have done as like kind of like a backup plan, because I mean people are already making mods for the game anyway. I mean you have the Friday the 13th Reslashed edition,
Is it
Return
the
to Camp
PC
Blood.
one?
Yeah.
Because I know I saw one where they did like their own version of Jason X's map and everything.
Yeah,
It looked pretty
they-
fucking awesome.
Yeah, from what I know, they're still developing that. It's being kept under wraps because they don't want to make it widely known right now because of risk of getting,
Shut
banned from the game and stuff. Which I find stupid because it's like you're banning people that are making custom content that they're not making money off of for a game that is no longer receiving any support. I just find it ridiculous that they're doing that. I mean, there's probably some legality stuff to it, but that's why I say you should have added in mod tools at the beginning, because when they released the game, they were fully aware that there was a good possibility that the lawsuit would have cut the game off.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say, okay, if that's the case, then let's make the mod tools available to the public, so that should the game get shut down as far as official support is concerned, make it to where fans can make their own content because it's fan content, and they're not making any money off of making this fan content.
There's also the idea of they knew maybe one day the shit would get settled, and now that it's settled, kind of, why can't they add more stuff to it now? Like just start back up, you know?
Well, from what I heard, it's because they had a lot of the Grendel map done. There was
Right.
still work that needed to be done, but a lot of it was done. But they said that they weren't willing to leave the content like alone for a day that they could possibly release it, because that day that they could release it might come years down the road, and essentially they wanted to move on, and which is what they did. So, but you know,
Yeah.
people were attacking Gunn for the whole mess of reasons, you know, giving them shit, sending death threats to them. I was like, yeah, no, that's not cool.
Well, yeah,
You're-
I could have guaranteed you that if we had gotten the Grendel map and Jason, Uber Jason, the remake would have probably followed really closely behind it.
Oh, man.
Which I saw like modded games of the remake Jason. He was like using a bow and arrow and shit, and I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, that would have been so cool doing that. And then the Jason X Jason, I saw someone playing the modded version of the Jason X, and it looked so cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out once they officially release the modded game, like because they're still working on the mod to release all that stuff. I mean, they're gonna get the Freddy versus Jason in there as well. That was something that came out recently from the devs.
Oh, wow.
So,
do you
I
think
mean,
do you think that they would ever decide to go back to it with this lawsuit being filed?
I wouldn't say it's 100% impossible, but it might be unlikely, maybe.
I'd say that it's about 95 to 99% that they're not going to come back. If anything, we're going to see a whole other Friday the 13th game come out. And I'm going to say that it's not going to be like what this game was, because I know that that Gun Media is not very pleased with their dealings with Horror Inc.
Yeah.
Same thing with Ilphonic. And I really wouldn't want Ilphonic anywhere near another one of my favorite franchises again, because with the way they've handled Predator Hunting Grounds, I'm disappointed thoroughly.
I haven't even played that yet. How is it?
It is good if you have friends. They get some stuff right,
So, in other words, Caleb has no friends. Sorry, Caleb.
pretty much.
Oh,
But no, okay. So the Predator gameplay, like the actual gameplay where you play as a Predator, it's pretty good. I do like it. The fire team is basically like a generic Call of Duty, but they have two game modes, but the second game mode feels like a knockoff Call of Duty mode, and it just, I mean, there's people that like it, don't get me wrong, but I was expecting a single player campaign, which they didn't have, and you could technically play by yourself in a custom game, but it's kind of boring. And they added in bots, and not AI enemy bots that you face in the game regularly, but actual AI bots that are supposed to supplement the fire team that other players will play as.
Yeah.
The problem is that the AI is absolute dog shit. Why? Because when you load into the game, the 4 AI bots that they have spawn in, they don't move. And they said they fixed it. Okay, so when they first released it, the bots wouldn't move. They wouldn't do anything unless another player was in there to guide them. But then they said, okay, yeah, we fixed it, so they should be moving now. Well, I hopped into a game a couple days ago, and guess what? I'm looking everywhere for them, and I find them at their spawn location. They're all just lined up, standing there, doing nothing. Now, when you attack them, they start moving around a little bit, but they're just like really, really dumb AI. And I'm thinking to myself, this is what you meant by fixing?
This is an interesting scene here because it kind of like, damn, Michael knows how to do needles and stuff.
And you know, it's interesting though. Like, not a lot of slashers take place in hospitals. Like, you got This you've got Cold of Chucky.
I'm sorry.
And
I laugh every time the guy slips in the blood. I'm like, what? Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
but yeah, you don't really see a lot of movies take place, and so that was funny. But you don't really see a lot of movies take place in hospitals, or a lot of horror movies. You have this. You've got Cold of Chucky, a little bit of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and First Halloween. Like all the Halloween movies, pretty much have some hospital scenes, but like this is solely in a hospital, and then you don't see a lot of horror take place solely in a hospital. Really, this Cold of Chucky and maybe a few others. But
Yeah.
I would say my favorite hospital scene. I really like the Rob Zombie hospital scene.
yeah,
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen Halloween 2. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
I just love how she's just like, and then he just walks out, and it's just brutal as hell. Like I said, once again, I'm a fan of Rob Zombie's Halloweens.
Interesting.
yeah, you were talking to 3 non-fans.
I'll defend it to the death.
Well, you heard him, boys. Let's tie him up. Let's torture him. Let's start.
It's a decent movie.
Let's start waterboarding him.
Well, for a horror film, it fits that horror genre. But as a Halloween film, for me, I can't.
Oh no, I will be the first to admit that Halloween 2 is not a Halloween. Like it is its own thing, but I do enjoy it. I understand like the same way with I understand why people don't like it, but me it doesn't bother me because
I think the best thing,
I'm not like a die-hard Halloween fan.
Mm.
I'm more of a Friday guy, so I like the brutal Michael Myers. I like Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. I like how they gave the little backstory of how his family fucked him up and stuff.
Yeah, my only criticism with that is that it's too cliche.
Yeah.
Because with the original Halloween, there was no motive for Michael, and then you didn't really need one. So it wasn't like with Jason, where so he had like a really fucked up childhood that made him into the killer.
Which it does confuse me a bit. Like, if you want to look at the brother and sister aspect of really in any of the movies,
here's his strength.
Is his motive to kill her or save her? Because you remember in the first Rob Zombie movie, he gets down on his knees and takes his mask off. No, not that way.
Here's the thing, though, is that, like, to me, I think the best thing to have ever happened in the Halloween franchise, ever, was when Michael Myers said, "Die!"
Man.
I think that's just pure art from, like, a Shakespearean level standpoint.
See, I didn't see a lot of people don't like that either. It's mostly a Die Hard, but I didn't mind him talking. I thought it was, he's silent all these years. I thought that was an interesting scene.
Well, you see, for me, because obviously it's a separate movie timeline from the rest of the film. So for that film timeline, having no connection to anything previous, it doesn't really bother me that Michael speaks in that timeline because this is not the same Michael.
Yeah.
That I first watched in '78, being a fan of the '78 film. So
what is the king of a great compliment there? What do you mean by "get off your knees"? Though, I'm trying to think.
I don't know who's on.
I think it's about the Halloween thing I said.
Oh.
Okay.
Me, I understand. See, when I was on Jason's channel, and I think you were on there with us, Wolfman, but we were talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween. And he said it perfectly. Myers is different. He's not the same Michael Myers as John Carpenter's, where John Carpenter's Michael Myers is pure evil. The Rob Zombie's one isn't. He's got the white trash. He's a mentally damaged character. They're just They're two different characters. They're not the same at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of the reason why people don't like Rob Zombie's Halloween movies is because they want that normal Michael Myers, and he didn't bring it to them.
Yeah, I didn't mind what they did with Michael Myers. I just think it was like the execution. of it all. Like, I don't know.
I will admit that the opening scene to the first one was a little too much, where he's like, "Oh, come over there," the cussing and stuff. That was a
Rob
little
Zombie,
much.
I'm not dissing on him. He seems like a great guy. I love his music, but like some of his director's cuts, like the Rob Zombie director, the first film, director's cut, I'm like, what is the point? Literally, it was pointless. You could have taken the scene out; it wouldn't have affected the plot at all. I was like, what's the point in adding a gratuitous rape scene in a Halloween movie? I was like, that was just disgusting, and I didn't need to see that. And I'm like, well, why would you go that far with it? It makes no sense to me. So
I guess to show you how fucked up the mental hospital really was. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
it gives you that kind of idea. But I agree
No.
with you. I mean, they could have removed that, and it wouldn't have affected the plot any. And I think they did in the theatrical cut.
in theatrical
Yeah.
cut, they did, yeah.
I will say this as like a little side note that if you were to put Jason against the Rob Zombie version of Michael Myers, you'd have a really intense film.
Which one? Like the 2009 Jason versus Rob Zombies? Like
you could do either one really. I mean, you could do just because when I think of like a Jason versus Michael film, and you look at how Michael operates, at least in the first two films, it would be kind of weird for them to go face to face. Now you could take like Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills Michael, and put up against Jason, and I could see that fight going down. But I think that if you were to do a Jason versus Michael Myers movie, you should take the Rob Zombie Michael Myers because he's much more aggressive. He's much more like an animal, and Jason would have a good it'd be a good counterbalance. For the
you
fight.
definitely couldn't do it with the first two, like
Yeah.
Dick Warlock and the Nick Castle. But they're small.
Yeah.
They're super small compared to Jason. They're like more of like a Scream Ghostface size killer.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think Michael's huge. No, he's not.
Yeah,
he didn't really get big till like 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah. And of course, Rob Zombie films, he's like really, really tall.
Yeah,
there, so.
he's huge. He's even James Dew Courtney's Myers is even pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And Jason's been big the entire time. The only time Jason wasn't really big was part 2.
Yeah.
I saw this docu-series today on the character of Michael Myers, and they were breaking that. It was episode 1. It was on Shudder, and they were breaking down the character of Michael Myers all throughout the movies. And apparently, in Halloween 2018, the prop designer and like the mask designer and all this stuff, he actually played Michael Myers in a couple scenes, and it was where it was in the scene where Michael gets his hands blown off. That was actually him in the costume at that time, and he says he was making a joke saying, "I'm a pudgy guy." He's like I'm more of a role. I'm more softer than Nick Castle over here and James Dew Courtney. And so he's like, so I'm glad they didn't keep me in the suit for that long because then they would have to play the theme all like slow and everything to try to catch up with how I look in the costume. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard someone say one time that they don't explain the brother sister aspect ever. Here it is, right here.
Yeah, we'll explain it right here. And I gotta say too, like what they did in Kills to replicate Loomis was so good. Like I'm just looking at it now, and I'm just like, that was so good.
Yeah, I think that it was. I mean, they could have easily done the CGI thing. It would have. It would have been kind of. It would have looked crappy because most of it does look crappy. But there are ways to do it. That's what you would call movie magic, right? Where because for Halloween Kills, they kept his face in shadow a little bit, so you couldn't fully tell.
Back on the Star Wars train, they could easily have done what they did in Rise of Skywalker whenever they had
this is funny. I love this. I love this
the
scene.
digital face of Luke and Leia. So
Yeah. Yeah. I love how Loomis is just he's at a point now in this film where he's
He
just
doesn't give
like,
a
you know
shit.
what? Yeah, he's a give no fucks attitude, right? He's
Yeah.
he points the gun at the
He
cop. And he's like,
bad.
"What do you cops do? Fire off a warning shot? Pow, pow!" And then this guy just turns that shit around. And I love that scene. I always love that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, here's another character that we never really saw die.
Yeah, him. I forget his name already. The EMT kid.
Yeah, that guy.
Jimmy.
I like how he just passes out here. It's just it's like it's just like a he's just like, ugh.
I'd be pissed, dude. I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Wake up!
Yeah, not to mention if you were in a horror movie and if you pass out and you fall on a horn, you're giving away your fucking location.
I
He
mean,
looked like he just broke his neck.
yeah, it's like is he dead there or is he just unconscious? We never really get a resolution to that.
His
Yeah,
neck
I'm pretty
looked
sure
broke, though.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, it does. That's a little weird.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that when he slipped and hit his head, he should have been dead though.
I mean, yeah, in real life, he'd probably be fucking dead. Maybe.
Oh,
And let's ignore the fact that Laurie Strode is wearing a wig here.
Is she really?
Yeah, that's not her actual hair because this.
I always
The
thought it looked
film-
weird.
Yeah, so the film takes place during the same night, but this movie was shot 2 years later.
later.
So, and by that time, Jamie Lee Curtis was sporting a pixie cut. So that's why the hair looks a little off. It's a wig.
Ah.
That makes
Or
sense.
you know.
Dun, dun, dun.
I also find this part funny that it's like she's trying to scream and then she can't get it out, but then at the very last second when they're already inside the hospital, she's able to do the full scream.
he's a dick.
Dude,
He's like,
it's
shut the hell
like
up.
that.
He's like, I'm
Dude,
running
it's
the
like
show
that scene-
now.
Dude, it's like that. It's just like that scene of Titanic where a lifeboat is coming by and she's trying to get help though.
Yeah, but the difference is Rose is in really freaking cold water
Well,
and she's
yeah,
exhausted.
yeah.
Oh, this is hilarious too because Michael is just right there, right behind by the thing. It's like, whoa, so that's where you were this whole time.
Oh, so that's when you finally found that damn camera that's been killing your ass.
And then, like, I like how she just immediately turns around and is like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
like the kid in Halloween 2018. Oh shit!
I would have gotten that fucking car and drove off.
Yeah,
Lewis's car.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, so in Dead by Daylight, they have an alternate costume for Michael where he's in a hospital gown, but but he's wearing his regular mask though.
Oh, they could have done the Halloween 4 bandage mask. That would have been cool.
Oh yeah, that was a gnarly look.
And
I
see,
would have been
but
okay if they used that mask the entire movie.
Yeah, it would have been something different, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I like how he just walks through the glass door too. It's like a
Yeah.
Jason move.
This is one of the reasons I don't
when
like
Jason's
Dick
rage mode
Warlock's
is
Michael.
activated.
Because of how slow he is, or
How Frankenstein, like, it's almost like his movements aren't natural. There's like robot-like.
yeah,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong though, he is a good Myers. He's just there's better.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's Nick Castle, James Courtney, and Tyler May. Those are the three best.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, full honesty here. Y'all can be honest. Y'all can have the controversial opinion. Y'all can
Dude,
have
kick the scalpel away.
true opinion. But who is the more
No,
definitive? Who's more definitive, Dr. Loomis, Donald Pleasance, or Malcolm
Dude,
McDowell?
kick
Donald Pleasant.
the fucking scalpel.
I prefer Donald Pleasance. I like Rob Zombie's Dr. Loomis, but doesn't get beat Donald Pleasant's performance. Especially this scene where he wakes up and Donald's just like,
Just go.
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like he hasn't seen all this before.
And so this is again, you shoot him point blank, and he still gets up, displaying no real
Yeah, this cop is
notice
stupid.
of pain.
But
But I've always compared Dick Warlock's Michael to the performances of the Mummy in the original Universal films.
Yeah.
With how slow he walks.
He does walk
Because
slow.
yeah, because like he's just.
Yeah.
I mean, he's walking slower than Nick Castle did in
Yeah.
the first film.
That's what I'm saying. It's not natural. He's like walking super
Yeah.
stocky and
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah, it's so weird.
See how slow he's walking?
Yeah. It's like, you know what? Okay, this is okay. You're trying to kill your sister, but you're just like,
Take
Yeah.
just
it
get
easy.
over with already. It's like, what are you doing?
That's just how he's walking right here.
It's
Yeah.
like, but at least in the first film, Michael was kind of doing like a slow
Yeah.
jog.
Yeah.
You know, when he was going down the stairs, so
this,
kind of.
This is like slow and steady wins the race.
But hey, at least
Hold on.
Marion Chambers is here, and she doesn't get killed off in a stupid way. Okay,
It's just like
let's-
H2O. She got killed off immediately, too.
that's true. All right, so I see one tank. Let's see. I see two.
There's 2 right there in the corner with her, too.
Yeah. So 3.
Michael Myers, just get your ass over here. 1.
Hey, the good news about him being so slow in this one is it gives them enough. They don't have any excuse. It gives them enough free time to get out of there, get away from there, find an escape plan, find a weapon, do whatever. Because it's like he'll just take his sweet ass time.
I find
I
it
love
funny
how-
that he's like knocking on the door, but in the like when he walked through he just walked through the glass door. So it's like, I mean, it would have looked stupid to have him just like bump into the door with his body, trying to open it like that.
I love how when he's coming through the door, the mask looks like it's changing expressions, too.
Yeah,
Like, he looks pissed off.
yeah.
And, like, he hands Lori the gun. She's like, no, I don't want to.
And we'll get into it later as it gets deeper into the scene. But I remember on your podcast talking about how this is such a perfect definitive end for Loomis and Michael Myers together.
Yeah.
And they didn't really need to make more after this because it was like such a definitive.
Where this is the perfect ending for Michael, H2O is a perfect ending as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his head got cut off.
Yeah.
Definitive death. But then
Yeah.
Resurrection's just like, nope. Michael just switched costumes.
I love how you can see his eyes just shut and the blood's
Yeah.
coming from like his forehead.
You know, I'm not going to lie. Previously, in previous viewings, at least like at the beginning, every time I saw that shot, I thought that his eyes were open. Like if you look at it from far away, the lines of blood kind of look like irises just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I always thought that his eyes were open right there, but I look closer, it's like, oh, his eyes are closed.
Oh, really? Okay. I've never
Dude,
noticed
don't-
that.
I love how he hears Lori screaming out. He just hears shh and assumes that's her moving around.
Can't stab but you
Okay,
can't
so
see.
there's the 3, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that he's just hearing the hissing sounds and just like,
Oh.
and then he's just swinging. It's so cartoony.
Yeah. Hey,
Makes sense though.
it's like Leatherface when Leatherface was angry. He was just swinging around a chainsaw.
Now he's just like, what the fuck, bro? He's like, where the hell y'all keep
Okay,
going?
so Loomis is turning. What is that? A 4th one now? Looks like.
Yeah, it's like the plugs for it.
Yeah. So that's.
It just doesn't even feel natural at this point. It's like it's gone on so long, and there hasn't been anything happening.
Yeah, that's it. Like he's blind, dude. You can just walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what Loomis could have just done was get into that door, and like go through the crack and then light the thing and then just throw it in and then run. I mean, you wouldn't
I
have
think
much
Loomis
time.
is
but-
tired of his shit.
Yeah.
Well, he knew that he wanted to kill Michael because Michael would have still been out there and he would have,
See,
caused.
this is how I was imagining Michael would look in Halloween Kills. Hey, that's cool. That's
It's a
cool.
perfect cover.
That's really cool. But you see right here, look, this is
There
how
we
I
go.
imagine that Michael would look in Laurie's house in Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
That he'll be engulfed in flames and he's still moving. That would just show that at that point that Michael is fucking supernatural. Just get it over with. I mean, because that's essentially what's going on, right? I mean, David Gordon Green was in an interview and he said that Michael isn't supernatural.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, he is. He's got stabbed enough times. He's got shot point blank again. Yeah. He's supernatural.
Exactly. Your movie just
argued
your argument.
And if he's not supernatural, then that just makes Halloween Kills even worse. Because it's like, dude, you wrote some majorly supernatural stuff in there.
Michael's just a chant, man.
And it's just like, he has to be supernatural in order for a lot of what you wrote to make sense. So,
yeah, because the suspension of disbelief for a somewhat normal guy taking that much damage and not succumbing to at least the pain. I mean, because you got to be in pain after getting freaking shot and then beaten, almost to a bloody pulp.
Yeah,
granted, he did take that beat, and he was
take it. Don't stop.
Yeah.
This is where Halloween 3 should have picked up another hospital movie.
Yeah.
Well, so you're going to another hospital, are you?
I always say this, that John Carpenter should have done his own Carpenter verse, like to where you're having all these different stories connected, have like The Fog connected.
Exactly.
I love The Fog. And
that could have been The Fog right there.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank you. You know what we said in our previous Fog Watch Along? No, what I said is that, like, remember how Jamie Lee Curtis's character is hitchhiking?
Yeah.
That could have been after Michael Myers escaped. Laurie Strode decided to go on the run as well after high school.
That's right. He did say that. Yeah. So Carter's idea was that you would have The Fog be a sequel to Halloween, but it's not following
weird song to play in the credits.
It's following Laurie after Halloween. So Michael is on the loose in 78, and so Laurie's like, "Fuck, this guy's still alive. I'm on the run too." And then you follow Laurie's story, sort of, in The Fog.
Who was the man in the pajamas? I was reading the credits.
That guy right there has got paid
Bennett
actual money to be in a film, be credited.
Hey, they have a Patrolman 3 as Dick Warlock. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. But yeah, this is kind of an odd song to end a Halloween film with.
It also says Michael Myers, age 23, Tony Moran.
Yeah, from the stock footage from the first film.
Yeah.
Still, out of all the sequels, I mean, this one isn't that bad.
No, I do. I enjoy this one a lot.
I can sit back like we did tonight and watch it, and I'm glad that they brought back, Jamie and Donna Pleasance.
You're doing all the Halloween films, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the plan. And I know for some of these days we're gonna have to do double features because we're running out of days before October 31st. So
yeah, might do triple features.
yeah,
got 12 movies altogether.
Yeah, I mean, but we have to save whenever we get to Resurrection. We have to save that as like a definitive one feature type movie.
Or you can skip it.
Hey, what's weird though? I always thought that the song "Mr. Sandman Bring Me a Dream," the first time I heard it was in Back to the Future, and I always thought it was "Mr. Sandman Bring Me a Drink."
That's what I thought too.
I remember Fallout using it.
I'm so alone.
Yeah, so I mean, the original idea was to follow the first 6 Halloween films.
Ooh, that's a good.
Like for this watch along series this week, but I do want to get to H2O because I haven't seen H2O in a long time. So I have to plan it out. I think that for our next watch along, we're going to have to do the double features. So 3 and 4, next day 5 and 6, and then that way we get to H2O and Resurrection.
Well, if you do the zombie films, I'm more than welcome to come on for.
I think we will. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to get to it for this week's watch along, but I mean, we can do watch alongs anytime. It's just I was trying to do the Halloween films this week because it's October 31st this Sunday, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to cram all that in.
Hey, don't worry. My my paranormal watch activity thing that I'm doing right now, that may end up going past because the movie comes out October 29th.
Yeah.
And it may actually end up going past October 29th because I'm like, it's going to be kind of hard to cram in these last 3 ones, but I'll definitely try.
Yeah, so my thinking is that if we're able to get to the Rob Zombie films this week, it will probably be like on Saturday. I might do like a double feature on Saturday for Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2. I mean,
you can definitely do that because those kind of go right back to back too.
Yeah.
And if you do Halloween 2, one of the members of my crew, Dan Movie Man, I can invite him to come on, and he actually has it as his number 1 favorite Halloween film. So Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So that would definitely be interesting to hear it from someone who has it as his number 1 favorite.
So I'll say this: even if we don't finish the original first 6 Halloween films this week, I think I'm just going to shoot for Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2 on Saturday. So if you guys want to be a part of that, come on over, because I think it all depends. Because if you guys are able to make it, then I'll do it. If you can't make it, then I'll postpone it until we can find a time where you guys can come on. Because I'm not really a big fan of them, but you guys, I know you, Bacon. You said that you like them, so I'll bring you on.
And I'm not a fan of them, but I know a few people who would be like one buddy of mine. He has it in his like top 25 films period of all time. So I could like.
I could maybe put it in my top 25. It wouldn't be in my top 10, but it would maybe top 50. It would be there.
Right. So this Saturday it will probably be around the same time. I might do it a little earlier just because we're going to be doing 2 films. Okay. But if you're able to make it, just assume that it's going to be around the same time that we started tonight.
Okay.
For both films.
I love the synopsis. The synopsis is Michael Myers tracks down Laurie Strode.
Yep.
That's it. And then it's like and a lot of them are so short. Like there's just like the original Halloween is Michael Myers comes home to kill.
Yep.
And then Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, a doctor uncovers a Halloween scheme. And then Halloween 2007, Michael Myers escapes from confinement. It's just like...
Yeah, I'll definitely be able to... I think I'll be able to do it Saturday because I don't think I have Wolfman stream tonight. Right after this, we're doing the Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
Cool.
And after that, the only stream I have is Sunday. And that's the big stream on Halloween.
Yep. And I'll be there for that.
Yep.
I mean, I'll only be wearing like half a costume, but I'll be there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'll be dressed.
What if I was to what if my costume this year, I just decided to be a streaker. So I popped up in your stream naked. That would be interesting.
Probably delete.
That would be the first ever live stream on one of these YouTube channels to involve.
You know what? I don't know what I would do. Just see you sit down and see how. I'd be like, Wolfman, what the hell are you doing, dude? My birthday, man.
I get up. I'm like, hold up. I got an hour or 2, and I'm like, hold up, guys. I have to use the restroom. I get up and it's just like that. It was like, oh my god!
You see everyone just leave immediately. Just me.
It's like, well, crap.
Wolfman comes back, he's by himself.
Yeah, I'm just like, and the stream's still going. I'm just like, wait, what happened?
You're sitting there like, what's up, guys?
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to call there for this stream. Thank you guys very much for tuning in once again for another Halloween watch along. stay tuned this week as we're doing more, either tomorrow or Friday. But definitely expect to stream on Saturday. Even if we aren't doing Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2, we will still be doing something in anticipation for Halloween, October 31st, 2021. I want to thank Wolfman and Bacon Pew Pew for coming on. It was great having you gentlemen on. And looking forward to the future. We're going to be, hopefully we can do more collabs like this.
Of course,
I'm excited for this Sunday for Bacon's Halloween stream. I'm going to be a part of that. So that's going to be really fun. Michael, I'm hoping maybe I can sneak into another Paranormal Activity stream before it's all said and done.
I'll get you on for Ghost Dimension.
Okay. That
come
sounds
join
good.
tonight. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, I think I can do that. I mean, I'm
We had
going to
Emily
be.
on last night.
I'll pop in and out because me
can-
and Carter usually get on and play. But I think I'll hop in. Just send me the link and I'll pop in, say hi, and stuff like that.
Promote the channel and be like, all right, guys, deuces.
Yeah, right.
He'll show up on my stream naked, and then he'll be like, "Okay, guys, I'm here. Just support the channel." And then he just gets
What is
up.
this? What is this? I've never done I've never done this before. It's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
out of all the gimmicks I do on the channel, this is
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait
Yeah.
1 second. Hold on.
And then
Before we end the
this-
stream, we
Love.
gotta.
I never got it down until later on, but this means love.
Yeah.
Okay, I need both of I need all your guys' help right now. So
Okay.
Kyle just showed up in the stream. He says, "I do not deserve to be part of any collab. I'm not fun anyway."
Don't say that because it's not true.
Yeah,
Yes, I don't. You gotta remember what I told you earlier. Don't be negative. Don't beat yourself up. Okay,
Yeah,
man.
Everybody has
Or-
a life outside of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you're completely fine.
Yeah.
Come join me and Wolfman's Paranormal Activity stream.
Yeah,
we-
If you, I'm always open to have more people pop on my Paranormal Activity 4 stream if you want to. So
Yeah, come on, we'll have
Yeah,
fun.
man.
yeah, don't beat yourself up, man. You got friends here. We've all collabed with you at some point, and we've all had a lot of fun. I love doing these collab streams because I don't
yeah.
have. I mean, we don't. I mean, talking for me personally, I don't have a large circle of friends at all besides Carter. So everybody I'm hanging out with tonight, I mean, you guys are extension of my friends list,
Yeah,
and these
exactly.
are fun. I mean, we're having these discussions, watching good films or watching bad films, and either way, it's still fun to do these things. I want to do more of this because it's fun to share your opinions. It's fun to talk with other people about stuff that you love or stuff that you don't like. So this is all really positive stuff, and we're only gonna get better from here.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Yeah. Besides, it's very good to have someone to help break my balls besides Caleb.
it's true. This is true.
Yeah, so definitely don't beat yourself up, Kyle, because we all, it happens, man. We get busy. It's just the way of life,
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like last night. I wasn't able. What was I not? I wasn't able to do something last night. I got
Yeah,
busy.
you were gonna come on to our stream to do this movie yesterday, but then you couldn't make it, and then Michael wasn't able to make it. So I was like, you know what, that's fine. We'll just save it for tomorrow. Everybody is
Exactly.
able to come, so and it worked out because we're here and we had hilarious discussions. We were watching a good movie, so it all worked out.
Yep.
So
We'll definitely do it again.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much for listening. Thank you to Bacon and Wolfman for coming on. Kyle, be more positive. Stay strong, my friend. And until next time.
Now I'm gonna say something. Okay, if you decide to do Halloween Resurrection,
Okay.
I may have to make that a drunk commentary.
Oh God.
Just because, that's.
I mean, if you want to, you are more than welcome to do so. I mean, I don't drink alcohol personally, but I mean,
to me,
I got
that's
this,
the only way
so.
I see myself pushing through. That's the
Dr.
only
Pepper.
way-
I didn't know what
that's
kind of
the only
doctor.
way
I had never
can
seen
do
it look like that before. I was
yeah,
like,
this
oh,
is it's a retro design, but it's made with real sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
hell
Tastes
yeah.
better too. So, but yeah, so it's gonna be fun. Make sure everyone watching go subscribe to Wolfman on Omega Movies, and go subscribe to Bacon Pew Pew. So show them love and support,
Yeah.
just like you show us
You can
here.
if you literally subscribe to me, you can come check out a stream that Bacon and I and maybe even Spooky Clutter will hop on for in literally just a few minutes. So
So show some love to all of our wonderful people here tonight. Kyle, be positive. And until next time, my fellow investigators, remember, the entertainment is out there.